I lived in North Philadelphia, Van Pelt Street. I went to Arnold Elementary School. I went to Philadelphia High School for Girls, high school. Then I did just some classes at Temple and at, what's the name of that business? Pierce. Because I had all academic background and I thought I better get something about typing and business stuff. So that was what I did. I didn't go to college, you know. I went to street college. But that was kind of that. Everything was right from there. It was a good place growing up when I was there. Well, my mother played piano without lessons. She couldn't read it, but she could play it. You know, she had that ear. I developed the same thing, and my brother also. So she sent us for some piano lessons, my sister and I, my younger sister. And my sister was doing so much worse. I was doing so much better than she was doing. So one day my mother said, Justine, turn the page. Let me see what you do with that next song there. And I knew absolutely nothing. I couldn't read anything, you know, because the teacher was playing the song, and then she wanted me to play it. Well, when she played it, I could play it right behind her. So my mother said, they're taking my money, that's it. She had 6 children. That was the end of my piano lessons. And but she kept us at home. She always just taught us songs. She always taught us different kinds of music, too. I had 3 siblings older than myself, and she would make up little bits and stuff, and they sang in harmony, and they went to all kinds of talent shows. I think they had shows at, like, the Pearl Theater, and, like, they were older, so I don't really remember, you know. But I know if you go to the Philadelphia Tribune archives, you'll see the Davis kids written up in there. That was my brothers and sisters. And then when I came along, she was trying to teach me songs, and I would sing some. However, it was hard to get me to sing because I was always very shy. I mean, they didn't realize that it was shyness. They thought I was being stubborn or being, you know, it was just shyness. And that's been with me all my life. They still can't get me up on the stage most of the time unless I've signed up to do a job. So that was kind of like, in my youth, we did, they were doing those shows. I was playing ball. I thought I was a top athlete. So I was doing that, but I'd go in and out because we always had music in my house. The musicians came there during the day and had jam sessions. And they were there all along till my dad got home, and then everybody left. But, I mean, there was a pianist, which I guess my sister and I both say that he stays in our mind. His name was Hassan. I never know his last name. But I heard you say something about trumpet player a few minutes ago.
You mean Odine?
Odine Pope. That was one of his good friends. I don't remember Odine ever being at our house, but I remember Hassan being there every day, except on the weekend. Oh. And I remember Sonny Rollins being there, McCoy, Tyner, John Coltrane. I didn't know they were that good then. Well, first of all, because my sister and 2 brothers were in music, you know. They weren't really doing jazz, but they were singing, you know, harmonizing. And we had a piano, you know. I mean, it has to be a house that had a piano. And it has to be a house where the adults there tolerated the music. And my mother loved music. So they felt welcome there. And I think that was what, you know, was what happened. They would come there because they know, hi, Miss Davis, and they go right on and just start playing, you know. So, and as my sister was saying, Sonny Rollins still talks about that to this day, and that's been a long time ago. So the house was open, welcome, comfortable, and I guess that's what got them coming there. I don't remember ever singing with them. My sister did, my older sister, because she was the one who wanted to be the singer. I never thought that I would be a singer. I never thought I sounded as good as she did. So I had my little, apprehensions about things. I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that.
Hey, what was the first time you sang in public, before people?
In elementary school,
Well, if that was the first time.
they stood me up on a chair, so that everybody could see me. And that's when I sang. And then I was a part of it was a Hardart's Children's Hour. And I won a contest there. I was about 5 years old. And then I was singing stuff there for, my mother said, they said about 8 years, I don't know. But that was when I started doing public. But whenever my mother took me anywhere to sing, she would just say, please let her open her mouth.
What was the song that you sang?
I can tell you one of them.
Okay.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I don't know anything else. I was really not interested, Suzanne. I was really not interested in that. I was interested in playing basketball, swimming, and I was interested in that kind of stuff. I was on all these teams. So I wasn't a lot of times in the house, like my older and my younger sister would both be there, but I wouldn't be there so much. So I can tell you, like now, a lot of people who were there, but I didn't really take a part in anything.
How old were you when the jam sessions were going on in your home?
I guess it started when I was in elementary school.
Yeah, elementary school.
I played, like, at the time when I was growing up in the music, it seems like most of the places to work were just bars. But you could find a bar on every other corner that had some great music coming out of there. You want to go out. We didn't say we're going to go to such and such a top shelf club or like. We were going 2 blocks away to listen to the music, joining if they would allow you. And they were rough on vocalists. Yeah. So the only reason why I got to be allowed a lot was because they knew my family. I had a brother who was a boxer. I'm kidding about. I mean, he was, but I mean, he wasn't threatening anybody.
Right.
But they knew my family and that there was a talent, that came out of there. So I got to learn a lot about how they operated. I listened to them when I was in the house, and I knew some little dirty things they did to vocalists. Like they change your key on you and stuff like that. So that was part of my growing up in music. I think the first job that I did with a group or a trio was with Dave Posmentier. And we used to do quite a few things together before I met Gerald Price. And he was really my musical mentor when it came to someone in the music helping you. He was my musical mentor to the fact that when I went over his house, and he had a dog that stood up like this, and a big, whatever kind of dog that was. And the dog's name was Lush Life. He said because he playing the piano when he first got him, and Lush was in the middle of the room, and he hit some key chord on that song, and the dog and went and sat under the piano. So he became Lush Life. And he would leave him outside a lot on his patio when he was rehearsing or when somebody was there. So one day, I went to his house, and Lush was outside, and I said, hey, gave him a pat and went on in. Gerald came downstairs, and he said, "How'd you get in here?" I said, "I walked in the door." He said, "And the dog didn't bark or do anything?" I said, "No." He went out to lunch. She said, "That's your job. And especially keep her out of here. Keep her out of here. Don't you just let her in here." So, I mean, we had a lot of fun together. He was my good buddy.
How did you meet Gerald?
I met Gerald. Do you remember when there was the Showboat and what was the other?
Peps?
Peps and the Showboat. Yeah. Not the one that was on Broad and South, but the one that was on a block away.
Lombard, that was Showboat.
That was Showboat, yeah. When they stopped bringing in names, I think I was the first one that they brought in local. And I didn't have a group or anything, so I had to go around for musicians who I could. And somebody said, "You need to get Gerald Price. He's in Delaware, but he will come. If he comes, he really is good for a vocalist." Although he always said he hated vocalists, but every vocalist wanted to work with him. So that's when I met him. And I think, I'm trying to think, I know who was on drums. He died, and his brothers, they're from South Philly. What's the name of the ones that had the group? Who had the modern jazz?
Heath brothers?
The
Tootie?
Heath brothers. That's exactly right. He was on drums.
Tootie.
That's right. I can't remember who was playing bass, but that's when I met all of them, because I'd had nothing, before that. And he was so arrogant. He was so arrogant. He was good. He could live up to it, but he was so arrogant. And he and my husband did not get along at all at that particular time, because he was the big mahaf, and Jimmy thought I should be and I'm sitting there like this, So, but after that was over, and he invited me to go over some tunes to have things together for other times. And I met his wife, Charlotte, who I love dearly. We're still friends. And we just became family. So he helped me with so many things.
Well, describe how he helped you. What was his mentorship style, besides being arrogant?
Besides being arrogant, yeah. Besides writing out charts and stuff for me, not making me pay anything for them. He would do that with students. If a student had potential and would practice, don't tell me you're not coming here because you don't have money. You come on. If you're not putting yourself into it, then don't come. But if you are really trying to play the piano, you don't have any money, come on. And that's the way he was with me. Come. I had so much music that he wrote for me. So one time, we were working at the Villa Stratford. And I said, "Gerald, we got a lot of tips now. I think we're going to give all of them to you because you write all this music and everything." And he looked at me and he said, "Divide those tips up like you've been doing it. You could never pay me everything you owe me." So that was it was always fun working with him. We just had a good time.
What was it about Gerald's accompanying you that really struck you as special?
I think he listened. He could hear when I was breathing to know what I was doing. He never tried to overpower you. Never tried to overpower you. And to me, that was great, because I hear a lot of drummers really try to overpower you, really will overpower you now. I know Philly Joe said to one of his drummers, he said, "Guys, you got to know what the words are. If you know what they're singing, know what the lyrics are, then you know when to tone it down, when to pick it up, when you'll have your solo that you can play as loud as you want to, but you don't overpower them." And I always remembered that. Mm-hmm.